Yep, you sound perfect.
I always do, brother. Cool.
And all right, we don't need that one up because nobody's on that one. Ryan's not coming, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Very good. All right, what did I do with my sheet?
Holy sheet. Oh, I need to get some water. You want some? Oh, you got water.
I got Mountain Dew.
Bilal Duckett, Fred Sakire, and
Guzman is not playing tonight. He got the red card in the last game. Straight red.
whoops.
He's their leading scorer.
Yes, not tonight. Oh, Harrisburg scored again. They're up 2-0.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, did you see the penalty?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I couldn't remember if you were left or not.
Alec Can. It is Can. Okay.
Alec Khan. Good save by Khan.
All right. 20 is Jonathan Leathers. Johnny Leathers. Hey, Johnny.
Smoke up, Johnny. Johnny Leathers. He's in charge of the T-Birds.
Johnny. 21 is an easy one. J.J. Greer. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. USL Pro Soccer on YouTube once again as the Richmond Kickers ready to entertain the Charlotte Eagles. I'm Mike Neville along with Mark Bushman. And Mark, the Charlotte Eagles come in a struggling team to say the least in USL Pro play. They are sporting a just 24 points, third from the bottom, 7 wins, 12 losses, and 3 draws. And it's a team that is struggling not only offensively but also defensively. They have managed to score just 24 goals so far this season, and they have yielded 31 goals. So a lot of problems for a team that went to the finals last year.
That's exactly right. They overachieved last year. They came in here against Richmond in the semifinals and beat the number 1 seed Kickers, who had only lost 1 game all year.
Right.
So they went in and they did have some trouble with Orlando in the final, but they did, they got there, and they were kind of hoping it would be kind of carry over in this year, and the exact opposite has happened, Mike. They've really struggled, like you said, both offensively and defensively. Juan Guzman is not going to be playing tonight. He's one of their steadier players. He was shown a red card against Orlando early in the week, so he's out. But Jorge Herrera, who's got 6 goals and 3 assists, he has been a terror for the against the Richmond Kickers the last couple of years. He's playing. So Charlotte, in order to try and make the playoffs, they need to get 3 points pretty much every game from here on out.
Now, these two teams did meet back in May here in Richmond, and the Kickers posted a 2-0 victory over Charlotte. And, of course, Charlotte, as Mark mentioned, was the team that ended the Kickers season last year in the USL Pro playoffs. And, of course, as we mentioned, the last game that they played was against Orlando, a rematch of the USL Championship, and it was all Orlando in that one, winning it 4-1. Charlotte is 2-4-1 in their last 7 games, as we mentioned, really struggling. Now, the last time we had Richmond here at City Stadium, they had Joe Willis in goal. He's now been promoted to DC United because of an injury to Andrew Dykstra, so Ryan Taylor gets the start once again tonight. And also, when we did that last broadcast, they were behind Orlando City. Looked like Orlando City was cruising with an unbeaten record. No,
they were. Yeah. Orlando was cruising. You're exactly right.
And then they lost that one to Rochester, and then they're trailing right now to Harrisburg 2-0. So all of a sudden, that USL, the top 2 seeds, Richmond is the 2nd seed, it's bunched up a little bit.
As within striking distance now, if Orlando winds up dropping 3 points, Richmond picks up 3 points. They're within 1 or 2 points, I believe, of first place. Now, Orlando still has a game in hand.
Right.
However, they have not played Orlando this year, so there's a home-and-home series coming up over the next few weeks, and that's going to be that's basically going to determine first place. So Richmond's got all kinds of momentum to really try and get. A lot of people, I thought, us included, that Orlando was going to just kind of run away with it, and it was the battle for second. Well, now Richmond has the chance to get first place if they keep playing the way they are, and they've played really well the last several weeks, Mike.
Let's quickly give you the starting lineups for the visiting Eagles of Charlotte. In goal, it'll be Alex Can, number 25. Also getting a start tonight is number 20, Johnny Leathers is getting a start. J.J. Greer, number 21, also starting for Charlotte tonight. Richard Dixon will be starting, number 16. Bilal Duckett also starting, number 3. Number 2, Fred Sakcheri is also starting for Charlotte. Number 5, Ben Noonan is also getting a start this evening. Number 19 will get a start as well, and that is Brando G, I should say. And also number 18 is getting a start for Charlotte. That's Toby Darren. Also number 10, as we mentioned, Herrera. The one guy you want to watch tonight is Jorge Herrera. And number 12, a veteran, Drew Yates, also starting for Charlotte. So that's the Eagles starting lineup. And the starting lineup, Mark, for the Richmond Kickers.
Yeah, well, we're going to have Ryan Taylor in goal again, as we've talked about. He's going to be playing for the rest of the year with Joe Willis being called up. We'll talk about Ryan plenty during the broadcast. I've worked with him for the last several years. I'm a huge Ryan Taylor fan. I think it's a big opportunity for him. Then in defense, we've got Alex Lee, who's coming back from a hamstring injury. Very important. He's one of the best outside backs, I think, in the league. He's starting. In the center, it's going to be William Yonby and Connor Shinosky, who's on loan from DC United. With Henry Kaluji is out for the rest of the year because of an ACL injury. Shinosky is going to be a very critical player there. We also have Sasha Garez in the back. Now in the midfield, it's Samuel Asante, the veteran Luke Vercoloni, Shea Spitz, and George Davis IV. And up top, it's Jason Yeisley and Matthew Delicott.
We're going to take a break. You're watching Richmond Kickers on the YouTube channel. Stay with us. And welcome back. City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia, has the Richmond Kickers getting ready to host the Charlotte Eagles. Last time out for Richmond, they posted I thought, a very impressive road win, Mark, at Wilmington. We had Wilmington was here earlier in the season. I thought a very good team, and the Kickers were able to post a 3-1 victory on the road at Wilmington. Shea Spitz with a goal and 2 assists, and for that, he got honored as the USL Pro Player of the Week. And so, again, it's a good road win for the Kickers. Matthew Delicott leading the league in scoring with 14 goals and an unbelievable pace as far as shots taken to goals scored. He's only taken 25 shots this season, and he scored 14 goals.
That's amazing. LeBron James wishes he had that kind of field goal percentage. No, that's fantastic from Deli. You know, and also you have Jason Yeisley, who's come back after a pretty serious concussion, and he's now contributing. He's getting some goals and assists. You know, you've got 5 or 6 guys for Richmond that are able to score other than Deli.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's why Richmond leads the league in scoring, I believe, with 46 goals. They are plus 20 goal differential. So, you know, they lead the league in scoring. They have so many different options. Deli, obviously, who keeps defying the father time there, as we say all the time. But, 14 and 26, but on 26 shots, it's amazing what he's doing. And this is a Richmond team, like I said, they can score goals. And, what's important to me, what we're going to be looking at, Mike, is the play of Ryan Taylor. He's a second-year veteran. He played PDL in Fredericksburg for a couple of years, had very good years there. And with Joe Willis being called up back to DC United, this is really going to be important for Ryan. I thought it was huge that he got the win last week, and he played very well in that. He's got a good starting group in front of him. Luke Vercoloni playing as that defensive midfielder in front of them. So I think it's big for Ryan. I think it's important for Richmond to get off to a good start here at home and just continue to build and increase that confidence. And a team like Charlotte that has not played very well but still has the ability to do so. They're very well coached. They've got some good players on there. It's one of those where they need to get 3 points in. If Richmond can jump out on them early, it's going to be hard for Charlotte, maybe mentally, to get back in the game.
Mark Steffens is the head coach for the Charlotte Eagles. As I mentioned, 7-12-3 entering this evening's contest. Our center referee this evening is Robert Chamberlain. The referee's assistants are James Brooks and Patrick Steffen. And we're underway here at City Stadium. Glad you're along with us, Mike Neville and Mark Bushman. And the Richmond Kickers had the kickoff to start things off, and they have possession. Here's Jambi. He'll play it off to Vercoloni, and he'll play it back to Ryan Taylor. One thing when you have a new goalkeeper, and again, Ryan's been with the program for a while, but is communication. That's something we want to keep an eye on, and I think that's what you were also alluding to, Mark, as far as Jason Yeisley trying to push a pass through to Shea Spitz, but it's going to roll over the end line for a goal kick. But we always talk about communication every facet of the game, but especially when you're talking about your defense and your goalkeeper, very important to have that communication.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got, like I said, the 4 that are in front of him have played together for a while, even though they've been in and out of the lineup. They are used to playing with each other. Alex Lee being back and healthy is huge. Sasagares, who's another longtime veteran. And then you've got William Yambi, who's as good as any defender in the league. Connor Shinosky, who's, again, getting a lot of minutes. He's on loan from DC United. So, they did lose Henry Kalungi, so there's a little more depth there. But Hugh Roberts is another guy that's played well for Richmond as a first-year player, so he can come in off the bench. And, that all helps Ryan. I was able to talk to Ryan earlier in the week, and he talked about that. He just said he's got a really good group in front of him, and, that's going to do nothing but help him out.
So it is Richmond now in possession. Ball played back to Ryan Taylor. And the ball is played to midfield. Yeisley tried to chip it over to Spitz, but that was broken up nicely by Charlotte. But we have actually have a Charlotte player down on the field. And that is number 2 that is down, and that is Fred Sakchari. And Sakchari is up. Not sure if he collided with a Richmond player. Looks like he might have been grabbing in his hamstring, but looks like he's going to be okay, which is good news. Now the ball is played back to Can in goal for Charlotte. And Can will play it near midfield. It's knocked down there by Vercoloni as he is in a battle. Sante couldn't get it. Now the ball is played back by Charlotte. And again, the Eagles entered the postseason last year as the number 5 seed. Here's a turnover. Open goal. Great opportunity there as a misplay, and Deli couldn't finish it off.
Well, that Can did not get a good jump on that. He kind of hesitated. I think if he comes out straight away, he gets to that ball first, but he had hesitated, and Deli got to that first. And, good recovery by the defense there to basically keep Deli from having an open look at the goal.
So our first corner kick of the evening, and it will be taken by the Kickers, and it looks like it's going to be Sasha Gorez taking the kick, number 23. There's a look at Sasha. But as I was mentioning, I'll get back to the last season, the postseason run that Charlotte put together, which was pretty impressive. Here is the corner, and it's headed away. And I think we're going to get a second straight corner, yep. But Charlotte went in last season as the 5th seed, went on the road, knocked off Harrisburg, the 4th seed, and then came back and upset Richmond here at City Stadium in the semifinal round before falling to Orlando City in the final. Pretty impressive postseason run. Here's a strong kick, and it's headed into the box, still loose in the box, and then finally cleared away, but Richmond maintains possession. Here's Vercoloni. He's taking a look, trying to get to the end line and get across. He does, but it's knocked out of play. And Richmond, nope, it's going to be a goal kick. I thought that was knocked out of play by Charlotte, but the center referee says goal kick. So Can will take the goal kick. We want to say hello to a good friend of ours, Tom Leese. He's watching on the YouTube channel, so we appreciate that.
Tom has a good blog, Soccer Junkies.
Yep.
It's a really good blog that he's put together.
So here's the kick from Can. Heading towards the sideline, flicked ahead, and now Charlotte in possession. And the cross into the middle, that went over Yates' head. And it's going to be tracked down by Richmond. Played near midfield and out of play to be a throw-in for Charlotte. And it will be number 20 taking the throw-in. That is Leathers. And Leathers now going down the side. That ball's knocked out of play by Alex Lee. And another throw in for Leathers and the Charlotte Eagles. If you think of Charlotte, they're pretty much, wouldn't you agree, Mark, they're kind of a blue-collar team. They
totally
really don't do anything fancy, but boy, they play with a lot of heart. And as you mentioned, that's kind of surprised that they're struggling as much as they are after a great postseason run last year.
And they're historically a very successful team.
There's a good look from our camera, and it's headed away. Well, that was a great job by our cameraman to follow that ball into the box, and it's headed away by the Kickers now. Ball is played into the box, trying to hook up with the long ball, and it just squeezes over the end line. Be a goal kick for Ryan Taylor and the Richmond Kickers. Kickers are in the midst of, I believe, a 19-game unbeaten USL Pro streak. That's
unreal.
They have had a good, well, actually, let me put this different. They've had a couple of great seasons here the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing that you're this far into the season, and Orlando has one loss, Richmond has one loss, so kind of shows the dominance. But then still, not too far behind is the Sacramento Republic FC and the LA Galaxy. So, you know, those teams have had a couple more losses, obviously, but there's teams that can still make moves and get into that second place.
That was the other thing, Mark. We were talking about Richmond trying to catch Orlando City. They've also done a nice job of getting a little bit of separation from the third place. I believe Sacramento's sitting in third place, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're up by. Looks like they're up by 6 points.
Yeah. So here's the ball played. It's controlled now at midfield by Charlotte. Ball is dropped off now to number 18. That's Toby Darren. And now the ball played back to Leathers. Trying to hook up with number 19. That is Brandau G. And here's Jambi cutting that pass off, and he will touch it back to Taylor. He nudges it over to Alex Lee. Glad you're along with us. Mike Neville and Mark Bushman, Richmond Kickers Soccer from City Stadium. Kickers are back home, and again, in fact, the next 2 weeks, next 2 Saturday nights, they'll be here. And the big one is on Saturday, the 23rd. That's when Orlando City comes to town. But, of course, you know, we talked with both Jason Yeisley before and Matthew Delicott. We've had them on after games. And, boy, Mark, I'm really impressed with the focus. They don't even want to look ahead to those games. They are just taking it one game at a time. Here's Alex Lee putting one into the box, and Can is able to handle that. Just floated over Deli's head. But their focus is just one game at a time.
And that's the way Lee Kalishaw wants it. You don't want to look ahead or anything like that. One game at a time. You crawl back into it. Orlando lost to Rochester 2 weeks ago. They're currently losing, as we understand it, to Harrisburg City 2-0. So if Richmond can get another win here, they're within 1 point. And with a home-and-home series coming up, and then they'll focus on Orlando.
So here's Shinosky playing it off to Alex Lee. We're scoreless here in this first half from City Stadium. Glad you're along with us. We welcome the folks from Charlotte that are tuning in to watch their their Eagles team in action.
Great group of fans down there in Charlotte. They've always supported that team.
That ball is played wide and out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Charlotte.
Now, while there's a break in the action, Mike, real quick, we want to keep an eye on Cherry. He got injured his shoulder against Orlando the other night, and he had to come out after a few minutes. Now, he's starting tonight, but he was the one who got tangled up with Yambi earlier, and it does look like he's having some issues moving around out there. His arm's kind of holding to the side. Charlotte's already got a couple of guys warming up on the sideline. That's going to be interesting to watch to see if Charlotte has to use a substitution early in the game.
So now the throw-in for Charlotte. And now Yambi will touch it back to Taylor. Taylor kicking it near midfield. It's headed away by Leathers, but now controlled by Richmond. Played back to Lee. Good to see Alex Lee back, as you mentioned, Mark. Healthy. Ooh, taking a tumble that time. But here's Charlotte. That ball just eluded Sekcheri that time. And Taylor was able to scoop it up. Ryan Taylor taking over for Joe Willis. Joe got promoted to the DC United, of course, after, as we mentioned, the unfortunate injury to a really good goalkeeper who was here last year for Richmond, Dykstra, Andrew Dykstra.
Tore his Achilles.
Yep.
He decided to post a picture of his leg post-op. I didn't appreciate that. Told him so. But yeah, Joe Willis is an MLS goalkeeper, could be starting for a lot of teams. So that is kind of a blow for Richmond. But again, this is Ryan Taylor's time to shine. I mean, Lee Kalishaw brought him in as a developmental goalkeeper. We're near the end of year 2, so it's a good time to see what Ryan can do.
So here's George Davis, the fourth. The foul was against Samuel Asante. He was knocked down. So George Davis, the fourth, will take this free kick, lining it up, chipping it. And Yambi gets a head on it right to Can, who is perfectly positioned.
And there's those big bodies from Richmond coming up. Yambi, Yaisley, Deli, Shanoski, some big targets up there. And they only need to get one of those in there, Mike.
Mark, real quick, back to the Ryan Taylor situation, taking over for Joe Willis. I know you've seen some fans posting on Facebook and Twitter about asking about why do the Kickers not go out and get another more experienced backup goalkeeper or even one to start. It's kind of different than – you just can't do that, can you?
Well, at this point of the season, any goalkeeper that's decent is playing for a team.
Exactly.
It's not like you can just go out on the waiver wire and just pick up somebody. It's not fantasy football. Let's see if I can go get this running back that's starting. It doesn't work like that. Plus, like I said, you've got Ryan Taylor on the team for a reason. And this is his opportunity, and I see no reason why he can't be a legitimate starter in this league.
George Davis, the fourth, is still down on the ground. He took a shot. And trying to get to the end line. There's a cross, and it's headed up in the air. Here's Yaisley heading it down, and then it's cleared by Charlotte.
Another great run from Luke Vercoloni there to put that ball in the mixer.
Now the ball played off to Drew Yates. Here comes Yates that's actually number 5. That's Ben Noonan. And now the ball is played back to number 3. That's Duckett. Off to Noonan. Now he plays it over. As Charlotte has possession near midfield. Noonan gets the return pass. Trying to slide a pass through for Leathers on the overlap. That was cut off nicely. And it'll be a goal kick. Well defended that time by the Kickers.
Always nice to see a forward like Yaisley come back, track back and make a good defensive play like Yaisley did on that one.
So a goal kick for Taylor.
Pace of this game so far, I think, actually favors Charlotte. It's a little slow. It's not too fast. A little bit of humidity down here.
Yeah, we got an overcast night. There was a slight threat of some showers, but so far we're dry.
I got nothing.
Got nothing. I got nothing. So here's a look at Lee.
This is a perfect night here down here in Richmond.
Yeah.
Good crowd.
And now the ball is controlled. Played over to Yates on the near side here. Yates. Little shoulder fake. Now the ball played back to Leathers. And he'll roll it back to Duckett. Duckett maneuvers. Tried to drop a pass off. That got a little bit too fancy on that one. And now here's Yaisley back. Tried to slide a through ball for George Davis the fourth. Here's Samuel Asante now.
Let me tell you, Davis was in on that. If that ball gets through, Davis is in one-on-one versus the goalkeeper. Good defense there.
Samuel Asante now over to Yambi. Asante might be one of the more unsung heroes of this Richmond team this season. He's been very composed in the midfield, I think. I think he's played very well for Richmond. And here's Gorez. Cross looking for Deli. A late run. A shot blocked. comes loose. Yeisley. Vercoloni gets a whack at it. And now Vercoloni will play it back for Lee. His first touch eluded him, but he is able to touch a pass over to Yeisley into the middle, and almost an own goal. It was cleared away by Duckett. Good pressure from the Kickers.
Yeah, that was good sustained pressure from them. Coming in from the left and getting it back to the right. And good job from Alex Lee, who had a bad first touch, was able to recover and get the ball into Yeisley and create a corner kick for Richmond.
This is the Kickers' fourth corner kick already here in a little over 10 minutes of play. Shea Spitz looks like he's going to take this one. He's been quiet so far here in the early going, but I guarantee you that's not going to last for long. He will get involved in the Kickers' offense. Let's see how he does with this corner kick opportunity right in front of the Red Army. And the kick, and it's headed away. Asante settles it. And Asante looking for Yambi. There's a collision, no call. We play on according to the center referee.
It's a good challenge
Robert
there.
Chamberlain.
It's a good challenge there.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Asante scored in that last game. I know it was Deli and Spitz, but I thought not sure, but
we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, well, probably after halftime.
And when everybody's forgotten about it.
Stay tuned. That was my tease for the second half. So
stay tuned to find out if Asante scored last game.
Folks are going, usually a tease lasts about 5 seconds, but not in this case. Ball played into the box. Jambi heading it away. And good hustle by Vercoloni.
Yeah. So composed there.
And look at Luke. He was able to continue his possession. He'll play it off to Alex Lee. That's a great job by Luke Vercoloni.
One of those things that doesn't show up in the stats, but it's just such a typical play from Vercoloni.
And here's Lee. He's got Spitz behind him, and he finds Shea. Shea drops it off nicely to Asante. Good quick pass. Now over on the far side, Gorez will settle it. Look at that touch. Here's Sasha in. Shot knocked away by the goalkeeper, Can. Here's Asante.
I think he meant to pull that out just a little bit because Deli was sitting there waiting at the doorstep, but good job from Can to knock that out of danger.
Boys, we've marveled throughout his career the way that Sasha Gorez can make pinpoint crosses. There's George Davis IV. He did a nice job of staying on his feet, but Charlotte comes up with the turnover. Well played wide. Right here on the near side to Drew Yates. And Yates will touch it back to Leathers. Johnny Leathers, number 20. Ball played back now to number 5, Newnham. And here is Charlotte trying to mount an offensive attack here in the 16th minute of play unofficially. Ball played back. And G will play it over to Leathers. Leathers with some options. Drops it off. G, nice little touch pass. There's a shot, and Taylor handles that with ease. That shot from Fred Sekcheri. Nice to see Sekcheri. Of course, we mentioned that shoulder injury he's been nursing, but got off a pretty good shot, but Ryan Taylor played it perfectly.
Left arm is still hanging a little bit for Sekcheri, but that was nice from him to take one of those shots from 20 to 25 yards out, maybe try and pull that defense out a little bit. Good accuracy there. And it's good for Taylor to get a touch like that, too. That's his first save of the evening.
Yep. And that long ball is going to be tracked down in the goal area by Taylor. And now he'll go to Shinosky. Connor Shinosky. Makes a good tandem back there in the back with William Yambi.
Sure does.
And ball touched back to Asante near midfield. He'll just roll it over on the far side to Yambi. Yambi to Vercoloni. Luke's very active here in this early going. Here's George Davis IV. His first touch eluded him. But again, good job of sticking with it and finding Alex Lee here on the near side in front of the home crowd. Lee gets a return pass. I don't know if that was intended for him. Here's George Davis IV with a shot in! George Davis IV! Alex Lee led him beautifully. And George Davis IV didn't miss.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alex Lee is totally responsible for setting up that goal. Everybody looked at Alex to try and make that make the ball down in the corner. He didn't do it. He kind of faked it, sent it into George Davis IV. Charlotte's defense never reacted to that. Davis was all alone. I mean, there was nobody within 10 yards of him. And when you're from 20, 22 yards out and you have nobody in front of you, you're going to put that on frame. Nice finish from Davis IV. It's 1-0 Richmond.
That's his 9th goal of the season. And George Davis IV, boy, did he put it. And the goalkeeper never even moved. He never saw it.
Yeah.
Davis in the 18th minute.
So not only did Charlotte's defense not come through for their goalkeeper, but it looks like they actually might have screened him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was nothing he could do about that. Good finish from Richmond. Good setup there. And, initially it looked like Spitz and Lee were going to collide.
Yeah.
It looked like a give and go, but then the one didn't get the order.
Right.
Lee got it and still knocked it into Davis IV. So really nice from Richmond.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion between Shea and Alex Lee, as you mentioned.
Hey, it always works out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who cares? Ball's in the net.
But I also like the fortuitousness of Lee to stick with it, and because a lot of times you'll see both players, that ball will end up being the opposition's ball. But not in this case. That's a big goal for Richmond, I think, here early in the 18th minute to get on the board and get out to the 1-0 lead, which is what they did a couple of weeks ago when they were here in their last home game. They got out to that, got that penalty, or excuse me, they got that goal after the penalty kick, I should say, and they went up 1-0 and really settled down and had a pretty dominating performance.
Yeah, Harrisburg City was never really in that game.
Right. So here's Charlotte. Let's see how they react now, down 1-0. Here's the ball off to Johnny Leathers. Leathers to Yates. Yates on the near side. Being watched by Yeisley. Gets a return pass, and now off to G. He'll play it off on the far side. So again, George Davis IV, beautifully placed shot in the corner. His 9th goal of the season. And the Kickers now own a 1-0 advantage. Here's Yates just outside the 18. Drops it off. Ball played off to Leathers. Leathers trying to get a return pass. Yeisley broke that up. And then Vercoloni.
And we just got an update on the Orlando Harrisburg City score. That game is now 3-0 Harrisburg
Wow.
City. So that looks like that's going to be 3 points drop from Orlando.
Yep. That's probably deep in the second half, I would imagine. And here comes Richmond on the run again. Good tackle that time, but the ball squirts free, and the cross attempt blocked away. That was a nice play by the Charlotte player. He made a nice tackle, but the ball pounced right back to Sasha Gores, and then he slid and blocked the crossing attempt. Not sure that, have to get that number on that. Might have been Dixon, number 16, that did that. So here's Shea Spitz with the corner kick. I believe this is the 5th corner kick now for the Kickers. I don't think Charlotte has been granted one yet. So here's Spitz. And the ball is, nice job by Vercoloni, but we got a whistle. I believe it's a handball called. Ball popped up and clipped Luke in the arm or hand. And center referee Robert Chamberlain right on top of it. So here's Can ready to take the free kick for the Charlotte Eagles. As I mentioned, the Eagles 7-12-3. They're 2-4-1 in their last 7 games. They have really struggled this year after advancing to the USL Pro Championship game a year ago. They are the Boston Red Sox of USL Pro Soccer. Ball's flicked over. Ball's played long for Yeisley. Can he get to it? And he will track it down. Yeisley slides a pass over. Spitz, beautiful ball that time on the overlap. It looks like it's George Davis IV.
Once again.
Yep. And his cross headed away. And now Shanoski touches it to Alex Lee. Good pressure once again from Richmond. The overlap now from Asante. And he decides to go back to Shanoski at midfield. Here's Vercoloni to George Davis IV. Richmond on top, 1-0. George Davis IV, his 9th goal of the season in the 18th minute. Here's Asante. That's a good job by Richmond Rican to kind of restart the offense. Not really forcing the issue, not trying to force any bad passes.
It's a sign of a veteran team.
Yeah.
If it's not there, just hit the reset button. Not a problem at all.
I'm not sure we would have seen that about a month and a half ago, Mark, the way that the Kickers were a little erratic with their play, but they look like they've really settled down here about the last 2 or 3 weeks, in my opinion.
Well, you know what's interesting is a team with one loss that hasn't, I think we all would agree, hasn't played great at some stretches, but it's still, you're able to pick up points pretty much every game, and now they do seem to be rounding into form, Mike, which is exactly what your team wants.
Exactly.
Yeisley talked about that a couple weeks ago when we had him up here.
Yep.
Start to round into form, which is what you want, and like I said, you've got that home and home series coming up against Orlando, and which is basically it is going to decide first and second place, I think, in USL Pro, which obviously Richmond would love to have home field advantage.
Sure. So here's Charlotte getting that errant pass, and now settling near midfield. That was Sekcheri knocking it down. And here's a nice run by Charlotte. And trying to make a maneuver, but it was that was Jorge Herrera. Slides the pass through. Here's a shot. Ooh, that hit the post. That hit the near post. Charlotte almost tied this thing up, and they're still not done.
Uncharacteristic error there from Yambi. Wasn't able to clear the ball.
Yeah. Back comes Richmond. And the tackle, and it'll be a throw-in for Sasha Gorez and the Kickers. Kickers very fortunate that we're not tied. That shot banged off the...
Taylor had no chance at that one.
Yeah. There's Gorez to throw it in. Battling for that ball. Good job of turning with it.
Nice.
Ooh. Apparently they got a foul. Is that Shea Spitz that they got?
It looked like it was Yeisley.
Oh, was it Yeisley? Okay. Yeah, Spitz is.
And said Yeisley threw an elbow to get around the player.
That's Richard Dixon, who's on the ground.
Sasha Garez is not happy with that call. He's talking to the referee about that right now.
So Jorge Herrera now will take this free kick for Charlotte.
And Kalashaw's giving the fourth official an earful on that one.
Here's Yates. Slides the pass through. Good ball.
Good ball. There's Leathers.
Yep, Leathers. Good cross. Yambi got a head on it. Shot blocked by Vercoloni. The follow-up, Asante. Here's G now playing it off. Ball put into the box. Headed away. I believe that was Shinosky. Yep. And here is number 5, Noonan. And now G. So some sustained pressure here from Charlotte. Looking for the equalizer, down 1-0. Hey fans, don't forget scores, stats, news, and a whole lot more. That's what you can find on USLProSoccer.com. Check it out. Here comes Charlotte again on the move. Here's Yates. Good ball. Now it's fed off. Trying to tee up a shot. Now they go wide with it, and I'm not sure.
It's offside.
Yeah.
But that's good from Charlotte. This is much better the last couple of minutes there. Had a couple of good opportunities, hit the post, had 1 or 2 chances in the box. No, it was good. This is good recovery from Charlotte. Good composure from them.
So it'll be a goal kick. Or excuse me, the offside. So the kick now coming from Ryan Taylor. They've just announced to the crowd about the Harrisburg score. Harrisburg on top of Orlando City.
Knowledgeable crowd, too, Mike.
Yeah.
I tell you what, they know exactly what this means, that Richmond's getting closer and closer.
Yep. There's a battle for that 50-50 ball. Deli was battling. Good job by Yeisley to head that to Spitz. He lost it, but here's Deli flicking it over to George Davis IV.
Nice ball.
Here's Gorez. Beautiful. Oh, boy, if that ball just missed hooking up with Matthew Delicott. Here's George Davis IV.
Smart play by Garez, not touching the ball there because he would have been offside, got away from it.
Here's Asante.
Nice.
Beautiful ball through, and a shot, and a goal!
Holy cow. You have to give all credit to Asante on that one. Holy cow. What a great touch, and a great ball in, and a great finish. Just a fantastic goal, Mike.
Luke Vercoloni. And it's 2-0 Richmond. I was looking at the Charlotte bench. They wanted a handball. They thought when Asante flicked that up to himself, he got a hand on it. But the center referee said, nope, play on. They do. And Vercoloni finishes off a beautiful play by Samuel Asante.
Wow.
It's 2-0.
Wow, what a great goal. I cannot wait to see the replay of that. There it is.
There it is.
Can we see that one more time?
Vercoloni finishing off.
Nice, there it is.
You see the tail end of that, but before that, it was a great job by Asante.
Just great composure there.
Yeah.
Nothing Alec Khan. He pounds his fist in frustration. Nothing he could do about that.
So Samuel Asante will get the assist.
Wow.
Vercoloni with the goal. I believe they said it was in the 26th minute.
You know, that might be one of the assists of the year, Mike.
Yeah. And it is 2-0 Richmond now. One thing the Kickers don't want to, they do not want to get complacent and think this thing is over.
No, and that's a little frustrating for Charlotte because they had played well. They, like I said, they struck the post just a few minutes ago and had a couple of good forays into Richmond's defense, into Richmond's third, and they find themselves down 2-0 after 29 minutes.
And there'll be a throw in for Richmond. Shanoski goes back to Alex Lee. The other thing you mentioned very acutely during the pregame, Mark, was about goal differential. This is important here because I believe Orlando City and Richmond might be tied for goal differential.
They were tied, and it's now a minus.
Right.
And now it's a 5 because it's +2 for Richmond.
Right.
I think. Yes.
Yeah.
So and it's a +4 for Orlando. So it's been a 5-goal swing here.
There's Vercoloni. Back to Shanoski. But sometimes fans just think about the wins and losses.
Yeah.
You've got to be thinking about the goal differential, too.
Yeah, it's a +9 for Richmond and a +4 for Orlando. So, and that has decided titles before. That's decided the EPL just a couple of years ago.
And I got to thank Patrick Wood, who does a great job of providing us with statistics and game notes throughout every week here at Richmond.
And he hates math, so hats off to Patrick for doing that.
He's not the only one. You got to see my checkbook. Here's the ball played ahead. There's George Davis, the fourth. I always think there's more money in it than there is. Here.
So does every American.
Here's Deli, dropping it back to Alex Lee. They want more. Here's Lee, and Can punches it away. He collided with Yeisley. No.
And Yeisley has already had a problem with a concussion, and he's getting up real slow there.
Ball is played out. I think he took a full punch because Can was threw a punch. Not at Yeisley, folks. I'm not trying to say he punched it out like any goalkeeper would do, but I think he might
good hard play.
Yeah.
I'd like to see. They need to give him a test there. Make sure that he didn't hit his head there. He's already got the one. I'd like to see the trainer take a look at this.
So again, it's 2-0 Richmond here in this first half, but it looks like Yeisley.
Nate Robinson's up off the bench quickly to go to warm up.
Yeah, because you're also this is a short term, but you want to look at the long term too. You want Yeisley for the rest of the season, and like you said, after he really battled a initial concussion. Here's a look at Jason coming off the field or coming to the near the sidelines. And Deli will play it back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, they need to take a look at this.
Yeah. So Yeisley now off. He's still in the field of play.
He shouldn't be.
Right. So here comes Charlotte. And there's a look at Jason. And he is trotting back out on the field.
Obviously, that'll be something we want to watch.
Yeah. Here's the ball played into the box, flicked on, and Taylor handles that with ease. So here's Ryan Taylor now. Off to Shanoski. Back to Yambi. There's the veteran William Yambi in possession. Taking a look. Now he'll play it off to Shanoski.
And in other action, we also have Wilmington just getting started against Dayton. Wilmington's a team that we've talked about, Mike, that's played pretty well at times this season. They're in a fight for a playoff spot.
Yep.
Dayton has been eliminated.
Yeah, Wilmington, when they played here, they had a 2-2 draw on June the 14th against the Kickers, and I thought if that game would have went another 5 or 10 minutes, that might have been a different outcome. Are we going to get the substitution? The ball was played off. Yeah, they're really – Yeisley doesn't want to come off, but he's going going to. I think that's
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think so because here comes Nate Robinson. You just can't take a chance like that, given Yeisley's history.
So it will be Nate Robinson coming in. This kind of changes the dynamics of that offense because there's a look at Yeisley being talked to by the trainer. But he's such a huge target, much like Delhi. With Robinson, obviously he's smaller, so you don't have that luxury of those two big guys up front. But again, the thing you're doing here, Mark, is not only you're thinking long term. You don't want to lose him for the rest of the season. You want to make sure he's healthy and ready to go for the rest of the season. And a foul. Oh, Delhi's not happy about that.
Looked like a legal shoulder charge to me.
And Delhi's got to be careful here. You don't want to get a yellow card. He's getting a talking to from center referee. Here comes Charlotte on the restart. There's Yeisley. Well, Yeisley's on the sideline. I guess Robinson did not come in, did he?
No, he's getting taped up, and he's going to warm up some more. I think we're going to see that move probably sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Yeisley is.
Good play from Asante there.
So let's see. Yeisley is sprinting, so that's good. Here's Spitz trying to play the ball through to him. And it's knocked away by Johnny Leathers. It'll be a throw-in for Yeisley.
Well, Lacey's not going to want to come out.
Well, no, of course not. Of course not. But you just worry. I mean,
of course we do.
We've talked many times on these games how leagues now are very, very cautious about potential concussions. Here's Yeisley to Lee. Back to Jason Yeisley. And Yeisley gets a ball through, and it's knocked away right to Alex Lee. He takes a peek. Now he puts one in the box, and that just slid over the head of Delhi. And William Yambi got a head on it. Yambi's had about 3 headers up in the box. He's become an offensive machine.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to get one fully blasted yet, but give him enough opportunities, and he will.
Here's Shanowski now with the header. Ball settled by Charlotte. Herrera playing it off. Good job of cutting inside. Here is G. Plays it on the near side here. Drew Yates. G off to Leathers. Charlotte again trying to build their offensive attack. Now they retreat. The ball played back to Duckett. Duckett plays it over on the far side. Here's Dixon. And nice ball. Oh, that's
good play.
Excellent pass. And now here's Sekcheri. Here's a shot, and that's going to rise over the goal. So a goal kick for Richmond.
Good possession and good build-up from Charlotte, though, on that. That was much better. I think Charlotte needs to move the ball a little quicker. They're a half step slower than I think they need to be if to try and get in behind that Richmond defense. The pass, maybe just a step behind. They still win it, but instead of continuing to go forward, they have to go lateral with it.
Mark, is that maybe a concern that if they pick up the pace a little bit, that plays into Richmond's hand? Because we've seen Richmond, they really like that kind of that helter-skelter, up-tempo type of game. Do you think they're thinking about that maybe a little bit?
No, I think if they – but like I said, Charlotte just needs to create some opportunities. But like I said, they need to move the ball a little quicker because Richmond recovers so quickly on defense. Now, what'll happen there, though, Mike, is like you said, the helter-skelter thing. Richmond loves to counterattack, and that's how they got the second goal. There was some confusion in the Charlotte defense, so Richmond plays into that. But like I said, Charlotte, in order to get a goal, they're going to have to move the ball a little faster, show a little bit more sense of urgency. Here is
Yeisley, and that ball is going to stay in play and be tracked down by Charlotte by number 5, Noonan. Riccoloni got a foot on that to kind of disrupt that play. Here's Leathers now. Charlotte possession near midfield. And here's Can. Ball played ahead to Drew Yates. Yates again. Here's Duckett. Good pressure from Alex Lee on Yates. Makes him retreat. 2-0. Richmond on top. Goals from George Davis the 4th in the 18th minute. 8 minutes later, it was Luke Vercoloni on a pretty pass from Samuel Asante to make it 2-0. That's where we stand right now. Mike Neville, Mark Bushman along with you, and the Tourbeau Sports Group. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of Richmond Kickers soccer. Glad to be along with you when we can. Here's Geisley. Well, he doesn't look too bad, but again, you want to keep an eye on it. Here's Asante playing it off to Sasha Gorez. Good shot there of him moving down that far side off to Asante. Here's Vercoloni. They're going to change sides now. Here's Shanowski. Shanowski dropping one in the box. Good anticipation by Shea Spitz. And the ball is, settled down. Deli turns, shoots, and Can dives and makes the stop, robbing Deli of his 15th goal of the season.
Nice by Deli. There's good play by Geisley to win that in the box. Nice from Deli, who had basically no room. Somehow able to get a turn and a shot on goal. Good save by Connor. It's 3-0 Richmond.
Alec Can with a great save as that ball was targeted for the far corner. And here is, I believe, corner kick number 6. Here's Sasha taking it into the box, and Can handles that. Sasha would like to have that about 3 or 4 yards further out. A little bit too close to the keeper.
Well, I hate those short corners, Mike, so I have no problem.
Oh, yeah.
When Richmond does that, I have
Trust
no problem.
Trust me, if I had my druthers, I'm with you. I would rather see that kind of opportunity than the short corner, because I haven't seen a short corner work yet.
I'm more impressed with the way you correctly use druthers in a sentence. That's very good, Mike.
Yeah. That college education paying off after 60 years. Oh, I'm not even 60. Wait a minute. How many? 50? Never mind. Here's Jambi. Told you I'm bad at math. Here's Gorez. Back to Yambi. Approaching the 40th minute here in this first half. Here's Geisley. And Asante is going to have to track that pass down and just play it over to Yambi. And George Davis IV fell down, but no call. Here's Gorez. Off to Vercoloni. Luke with the second goal this evening. Here's Shanowski. Back to Asante. Here's Vercoloni attacking. He's got all kinds of real estate. Now off to Gorez. Good quick pass. Off to George Davis IV on the far side. He gets around his defender, gets a cross in. Deli couldn't slide a pass. Good composure that time by Charlotte.
Nice attempt at a dummy from Delicate.
Yep. We've seen him do it before, haven't we?
Everybody looks like he's going to try and score that, but very unselfish play.
And Drew Yates now with possession. Here's G playing it ahead. Here's Sekcheri and Spitz. And a late whistle as Sekcheri went down. They're going to get Shea Spitz, and you can see Shea's frustration. He's upset.
Well, the problem is the referee was 5 yards away. Didn't call that. The sideline official was about 25 yards away, and he made the call. So I'm not sure what he saw that the referee didn't see. It looked like a perfectly legal tackle from Spitz.
And Sekcheri still favoring that arm, Mark, that shoulder.
He is. Yeah, he really is. I'm wondering how long he can go.
So the restart for Charlotte. Here's Duckett. Hey, fans, don't forget you can visit the USL Pro fan page. You can find it on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. So Alex Lee throwing it in for Richmond. Ooh, that was near steal that time from Newnham. And here's Jambi. Here's George Davis IV. Still going. He went down, no call. Lee Collishaw pops off the Richmond bench. Not happy. Here's Gorez. Good ball to Spitz. And Spitz tried to, I'm not sure if he's going to try to shoot that, but it went off of a Charlotte defender. It looked like he was just trying to chip it over the wall.
Yeah, Garrows was looking for the return pass there.
And we got a flag up. Didn't
get it. Garrett's a little frustrated. He's made a couple of runs and he didn't get the ball. He's he's a little frustrated. Hey, when a mid-30s defender makes those runs, he expects to get the ball, and he didn't get it a couple of times. That's exactly right.
Here's Shinowski winding down this first half here at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. A 2-0 Kickers advantage. Here's George Davis IV. Off to Yeisley. Here's Lee. And Lee. Ball punched away by Can. Good hustle by the Charlotte goalkeeper.
And that ball was curling away from him, too, so really good read of the ball on that to knock that out of play. Out of danger, I mean.
Here's Leathers sliding a pass for Yates. Good job nearly coming up with that steal. That was Deli. And here is Noonan. Turns away from some pressure, drops it off to Yates. Ball settled near midfield by Dixon. Now Dixon plays it wide. Into the middle. And Taylor could not keep that in play. It'll be a corner kick. Charlotte's first this evening.
And Richmond arguing that Taylor was able to keep that ball in play. It didn't look like it went out of play to me.
Yeah, I thought his one leg was over the end line, but the ball itself was in play. So here is Herrera to take this corner kick, number 10, Jorge Herrera. Got to be careful. You don't want to give up a late goal.
No, absolutely not.
Make Charlotte have a little life.
Now you're in the 45th minute. Yeisley's he's down again. He's got to come out. I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to say stuff like that or speculate because we don't know exactly what's going on. But knowing Yeisley's history, he's got to come out. And here comes Nate Robinson now. So at least Lee Calishaw's getting the sub. You know, you're talking about, I know we're not trying to beat a dead horse here, Mike, but, you know, when you look at Yeisley and you look at, we talk about not just for this season, we're talking about after this, you know, long-term. We've seen the long-term effects of concussions, and if he's got another one, or if he's dazed at all, you bring him out, you bring in Nate Robinson. And, again, another good performance from Yeisley.
Yep.
And we want wish him a speedy recovery.
Yep.
Hopefully this is nothing too serious, more of a precautionary measure than anything else.
A good look at Jason. See a little frustration, obviously.
Once again, though, showing Richmond's depth that someone like Icy comes on, and Nate Robinson, who was arguably the best rookie last year, I think he got Rookie of the Year, for Richmond last year, can come on.
So here's Charlotte now playing the short corner. Spitz broke that up.
There's that short corner again, Mike.
Yep. And then Asante had it taken away, but it'll be a throw-in. Well, they're going to say it's a Charlotte throw-in. And now we're going to get the substitution as Nate Robinson will come in. And looks like Yeisley's going straight to the locker room.
Yeah, he should.
So here comes Nate Robinson, number 10, little spark plug. He and Vercoloni make a nice pair in the midfield along with Asante. Looks like he might be playing a little bit more up top, but let's see. Throw in now for Richmond. 2 minutes of stoppage time.
And I think what you might see here is I don't necessarily think Richmond's going to go to a 4-5-1 with Deli up top. I think he might move George Davis, the fourth, up a little bit to take over from Yeisley's spot. I think Richmond's much more effective as a 4-4-2. Keep that pressure on that back four from Charlotte. Don't let them make runs up and put more pressure on Richmond. I've always liked the two forward alignment.
Here's Shinowski playing the long ball for Deli. Went over his head. And played back to Can. J.J. Greer played that back to him. Now here's Charlotte in possession. Down 2-0. Leathers will try to keep that in play and will easily. And now off to Yates, back to Leathers, being watched by Nate Robinson. Near midfield. Noonan now playing it wide. Good job of settling. Ball into the middle. Yambi read that. And William Yambi, boy, he turns right in front of his own goal.
That's a lot of confidence that you have in yourself, but I don't think Lee Calishaw wanted to see that.
So we've reached the halfway point. The home crowd's happy right now. 2-0. George Davis IV scoring in the 18th minute, his 9th goal of the season, giving Richmond a 1-0 advantage. And then Luke Vercoloni scoring about 8 minutes later. 2-0. That's where we stand. Kickers on top. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll have first half highlights and more for you from City Stadium in Richmond. You are watching Richmond Kickers Soccer on YouTube. And welcome back, City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. We've reached the halfway point of this one. It is a 2-0 advantage for Richmond. We're going to show you that second goal in just a minute, but first we want to tell you about the Richmond Kickers camps. Don't forget, fans, that you can still sign up for the 2014 series of Richmond Kickers Youth Soccer Camps all summer long. The soccer camp is a great opportunity for boys and girls to develop their overall playing ability and their love of the sport. Campers will receive unparalleled coaching and instruction from the Kickers players, coaches, and staff in an enjoyable, friendly environment. Camps range from individual to team camps, as well as specializing in training and finishing, goalkeeping, and more. Learn more about the camps and how to sign up. Just log on to the team's website at www.richmondkickers.com. The broadcast of this match is authorized by the Richmond Kickers. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the club is strictly prohibited. Tonight's match was produced for the Kickers by Tourbeau Sports Group, the official video production company of the Kickers. At this time, we would like to take a brief moment to thank some of our major sponsors for this 2014 season, including the main jersey sponsor, Health Diagnostic Laboratory Incorporated, as well as YOGG, the official club's marketing partner. To learn more about all the sponsors for the Kickers, just log on to the club's website at www.richmondkickers.com. We would also like to thank the official apparel provider, Adidas, sponsor of the Richmond Kickers. Make sure you grab your official Kickers merchandise online or right here at City Stadium on game days. And don't miss our next broadcast. The Kickers back in action right here a week from tonight on the 16th, as the Kickers will entertain the Dayton Dutch Lions, 7 o'clock kickoff here at City Stadium. There's a look at your schedule. Before we go to another break, we want to show you that second goal, and here it is, Mark, the finish by Luke Vercoloni. And before that, of course, it was a great job by the number 28, Samuel Asante, to keep the possession for Richmond, settle the ball, and then slide the pass through to Vercoloni. There's the tail end of it as you see the pass, and then a great finish by Vercoloni.
Yeah, the ball took a bad hop on Asante, and he was able to control it and flick it to himself around the defender and just play a perfect ball into Vercoloni. That's just a fantastic goal. That's highlight reel in any league in the world.
So it's 2-0. Richmond at the half. Here it is again. Watch.
This is the first goal.
Oh, that's George Davis IV. You can see Can was completely fooled. And, boy, what a place. Again, a great placement of these two goals were well placed. Goalkeeper had no chance. And we think he might have been screened because he late reaction. In fact, he barely,
no reaction.
Yeah, barely reacted at all. But that was George Davis, the Force 9th goal. That got the scoring started. And, of course, you saw Vercoloni's goal as well, and that certainly made the Red Army happy. Put them up 1-0, and as we mentioned, Richmond leads it 2-0. Here's, again, the second goal, Vercoloni finishing it off as he's able to beat the goalkeeper, Can. And you can see Can's quite upset about that. So it's 2-0 here at the half. We're going to step aside. We'll come back with the second half for you. You're watching Richmond Kickers Soccer on YouTube. Stay with us. Finish it off. Can And welcome back. City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia, getting ready for the second half of this evening's USL Pro matchup between the homestanding Richmond Kickers and the Charlotte Eagles. Mike Neville and Mark Bushman along with you. Glad you're along as well, watching. 2-0, Kickers on top. All right, Mark, we've seen, by the way, we do have a final from Harrisburg, right?
We do. It's 3-2 Harrisburg. Orlando made a really nice comeback and came very close to tying that in the final seconds there. But Harrisburg wins, gets the 3 points, and Richmond on their way, hopefully, getting 3 points here tonight for the Kickers and their fan base. Get their 3 points, and they're within 1.
I was just going to say, no matter what happens, I mean, if the Kickers hold on and get the 3 points, they're still going to be 1 point behind Orlando. But having said that, Mark, and I know, we, of course, follow Richmond a little bit more closely, but it looks like maybe two teams going in the opposite direction. Orlando now has lost a couple of, I don't know if it's 2 in a row, but they've lost, obviously, 2 games, maybe 2 out of 3 were in the last 3. And Richmond, of course, has put together a 19-game unbeaten streak and looks to be playing pretty darn well here in the last about the last month and a half.
They really have. The last couple of games, they've not given up very many opportunities on defense, which obviously helps out Ryan Taylor as he's getting accustomed to being the starter for Richmond. They're still scoring goals. Delhi has not scored tonight, but Luca Vercoloni gets back on the scoreboard, and
George Davis.
There we
fourth.
go. There you go. Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
He gets his 9th of the season, so just shows the balance that Richmond has, and they're playing some really good soccer. But I don't think Lee Calshaw's totally happy, because there was a couple of times in the first half where he was off the bench, kind of gesturing a little bit. So if he's not totally thrilled with what Richmond's doing right now, even though they're playing very well, it's kind of scary to think what they're capable of doing. But Orlando is still, quite honestly, Mike, I think Orlando's still the team to beat. They have a great roster from top to bottom. Several of those players are going to be on that MLS squad next year. And so they are the team to beat. But again, you look at teams with momentum. Richmond's got some. Orlando may be struggling a little bit. But, we'll find out in 2 weeks. And then very soon after that, when they play down in Orlando, that's going to decide this thing.
And we've been talking about Orlando and Richmond, but I'll tell you, that team in third and that team in fourth are 2 pretty good teams as well. Talking about Sacramento Republic FC in third place by 2 points now over the LA Galaxy 2. They have 39 points. LA Galaxy 2 have 37. And we talked about Richmond is the top scoring team in USL with the 2 goals tonight. They now have 48. You would think maybe Orlando's the number 2 scoring team. No, it's the LA Galaxy 2. They have 43 goals that they have brought home into the back of the net so far this season. So the LA Galaxy 2, obviously, as I mentioned, in fourth place. Those 2 teams are going to be tough to beat in the postseason, I can tell you.
Well, I'll tell you, we saw Sacramento FC a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that was a very, very well put together team, and kind of unlucky not to get at least a point against Richmond that night. That was one of those where the home team really they got it together at the right time, was able to pull out the 3 points. But I really like the way Sacramento's played. Unfortunately, I've not seen the LA Galaxy 2 really, so I don't know what they have. But they're scoring goals, so they're dangerous.
And I believe Richmond has to travel to LA, don't they? At the they actually are going to travel to the LA Galaxy 2 on September the 1st. And then they wrap up the regular season on September 6th at Orlando City. They close out with 3 straight road games on the West Coast. Orange County Blues they'll take on August 30th, and then September 1st, the LA Galaxy 2. And then, of course, as I mentioned, they close out the regular season on September 6th against Orlando City.
And Shea Spitz, I believe, with the elbow.
That's going to be a tough road trip, those 3 last games.
Yeah, it really is. You're exactly right, Mike, getting back to what you said. But it looked like the referee was going to his pocket for a yellow card against Spitz, and he kind of held off on it. And I believe that was against number 16.
Dixon, yeah.
Dixon, yeah. And Mark Steffens is in the ear of the 4th official asking why doesn't Spitz have a yellow card.
All right, so free kick for Charlotte, just underway with the second half here at City Stadium.
Don't believe there are any substitutions for either team other than the Nate Robinson sub for Jason Yeisley at the end of the first half for Richmond. And
that ball is going to roll over the end line for a goal kick.
Good hustle, though, from Dixon. Almost got it.
My math was off in the first half.
Shocker.
Richmond actually had 5 corner kicks, not 6, although I could have sworn there was 6, but I'm not going to question Patrick Wood.
Nobody questions Patrick Wood.
He's the man. Here's Asante, and he'll play it back now. And Taylor will wave off Yambi and say, "I'll tap it to you." I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Now back to Shinowski. Connor Shinowski trying to hook up with Spitz. Here's Bercoloni. And Luke fights off one challenge,
Nice
fights off
run.
another. Here comes Luke Bercoloni. Good ball. Spitz. George Davis the fourth looking for the return pass from Delhi, and it just failed to click.
That's one of those where there was actually too many red shirts close together.
Yep, exactly.
A little bit of confusion there.
I was thinking the same thing. And here's the turnover, and George Davis the fourth. And he's all by himself pretty much. Now off to Spitz. Plays it back into the box, and that one is going to be tracked down by Charlotte. Ball dropped off now. And Herrera, good tackle that time by Bercoloni.
And he's calling the foul against Garez earlier.
There's a quick restart, but no, the referee says not so fast, my friend. Here's a look at Luke. I think we had him last game, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Last home game.
I believe his daughter was with him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. She was a star of the interview.
She really was.
And he just had another little one.
I think I had a third recently. Lots of luck on the sleep there, Luke.
And Asante went down, and he was fouled, and quickly is. So it's a free kick for the Kickers. Sasha Gorez will take it, and he'll.
Ooh. That was more dangerous than it needed to be.
Right, and there's Shinowski. I think he might have surprised the Charlotte player by doing that, because that Charlotte player was in position. But
I think everybody was surprised by that. But again, a veteran can get away with that, right?
Yes. Ball played back to Yambi. And he'll roll it back to Ryan Taylor. 2-0. Kickers second half action from City Stadium. There's the ball played ahead. And nice job by Nate Robinson to track that down. Robinson trying to weave away from some pressure, but.
There's a foul.
Yep. I think there was a grab there.
Yeah. Alex Lee was in. That was a good ball from Robinson getting Lee. That's a great little combination out there. Both of them are so deadly at crossing the ball. Robinson was lethal last year. Alex is one of the top crossers in the league from that right back slot.
There's Robinson getting the ball tapped over to him. Now back to Alex Lee, and Lee is able to save it in play. There's George Davis the fourth into the box. Delio! And it's still loose right in front of the goal line.
Holy, how did that not go in?
And we got a whistle.
That was a handball on Deli. He fell on top of the ball there. But how did that not get in? What a great save by Khan there.
Man.
Wow.
Here's a look at Deli. And
that's a game saver.
Yeah.
That really is. That still keeps Charlotte alive. They go down 3-0. This game's over.
Deli's going, what happened?
I mean, he's scored on that.
Yeah.
That lowers his shooting percentage, Mike.
Here's Gorez keeping it alive for the Kickers. And Deli shovels a pass off to Bercoloni. Now off to George Davis the fourth. He had his pocket pick, but it was knocked out of play to be a throw-in. Here it is again, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
Watch this. That's a great save by Alex Can.
That really is. That's a good read on it.
And that's where Deli fell on top of the ball.
How did that not go in?
Boy, that was a terrific save.
Yeah, can't coach that. That's just a great play from Khan.
There's Spitz to throw it in. Back to Gorez. Oh, how did he slip that pass through to Spitz? And then Spitz is fouled, much to the chagrin of the Charlotte player who might be Noonan.
I think that's our first
yellow
card of the game. Yeah.
Is that Herrera? I'm not sure. Yeah, that's Jorge Herrera who has displayed the.
I got to be honest, Mike. I didn't see the foul. I was looking for the return pass. I don't know what happened, but the referee deemed it card-worthy.
There's Robinson. You got a great angle here with this camera shot of you can see what the goalkeeper sees.
I would look for Garris to take that. A little bit of angle. Be more of an outswinger from the left foot there.
And he is going to, and there's another great save. by Can off of William Yambi.
Well, I tell you what, Can's made 3 really, really good saves tonight to keep this from being a rout.
How about the work of our camera? We had a perfect angle of that.
We sure did.
Great job by our director, Mike, to show you that one. And you saw the great reaction saved by Can.
Yambi just wants to pull his hair out on that one.
Well, you saw Goraz's reaction. It's like, oh, my goodness. So here's Charlotte trying to regroup and hold on to some possession here. Ball touch back to Duckett. Played forward. Here's Yates. Now off on the far side. Possession held. And Charlotte building something here. That pass. Sekcheri was able to beat George Davis IV to that ball.
You know, Can makes those kind of saves. Your keeper kind of fires you up on something like that. So let's see what Charlotte can do. And they're in.
They're in and a goal. Just as we were talking, Charlotte was able to sneak behind the defense and beat Ryan Taylor. All of a sudden, it's 2-1.
Good work from Charlotte there. Like I was literally, Mike, I'm no soothsayer or anything or psychic or anything like that. But, yeah, sounds about right.
I think Herrera is going to get the goal. Yep.
And he's getting another talking to from the official. I don't know if he was taunting or what he was doing, but wow. Again, Mike Sitters, I was just literally just saying that a goalkeeper makes saves like that. It energizes the team, and that's exactly what happened. A really nice goal, and Herrera's going to make that. That's nothing Ryan Taylor can do about that. Right. Just a great ball there and a great finish.
So now Richmond, after Can made 2 great saves to keep Charlotte in this thing, all of a sudden home crowd getting a little restless, Mark, a little antsy, because it comes early in the second half, which is when you're down a couple of goals. That's what you want. You want to score early to kind of get back on pace. Here's the ball played on the near side, and it'll be a throw-in for the Kickers. So Jorge Herrera
strikes Richmond again.
Yep. And Herrera,
well, that's his 7th goal.
7th goal, yep. He leads the team in scoring, and that's his 7th. That was a nice build-up, though, by Charlotte. They did some really nice passing. And Davis's pass back for Gorez is knocked out of play by Herrera. See Herrera now, he's a goal scorer. He wants more. You can see him pick up his defensive intensity there for a minute. And Delhi loses possession, and here is Herrera. Herrera, a little stop and go, and Davis is whistled for the foul. Boy, Jorge Herrera has really given the center referee a little piece of his mind. He's been pretty demonstrative here in this second half. Herrera will take this free kick. George Davis IV, the 10-yard walk-off. And the ball, Taylor will field that with no problem. Ball rolled off now to Shinoski. Things are interesting, 2-1.
They are.
Throw in for Charlotte. Looks like Leathers will take it for the Eagles. Vercoloni battling. Now Nate Robinson settles. Good pass for Spitz, and Spitz just, well, he almost was able to pick up that loose ball and continue in towards goal, but it hit him in the shins and rolled to Can. Here's Duckett. Good hustle that time from, I believe, number 20, or excuse me, 21 Greer. Here's Lee. Ball played to Asante. He just lets it roll through.
Only see one Charlotte player warming up on the sideline there. The other guys are hanging on the bench. I guess Mark Steffens likes what he sees from this lineup right now.
Gorez throws that ball into some open space. Spitz is able to leave it off for Asante. Back to Spitz. Spitz, good job of keeping it rolling along off to Robinson. That's a pass back into the box, and that goes right to Can. Deli getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, I need to pull that out by about 3 or 4 yards.
Yep. And now Charlotte with possession. Jorge Herrera with a goal here in the 53rd minute has made things a lot more interesting. Here's Asante. Off to Yambi at midfield. On the near side to Gorez. And Sasha decides to keep going. Took a push. And there's a foul just outside the box. But Gorez took a push and then
he did.
Was tripped.
Nice. Everybody thought he was going to play that ball in the corner, I believe, to either Spitz or Davis the fourth. The defenders went that way. Gorez cuts inside.
And Fred Sakcheri is not happy.
And that is not even close to being 10 yards. That's about 4.
Yep.
So we're just going to move him back. You know, I tell you, from here, I kind of like George Davis the fourth to take this, because I think you want to put something on frame here. The play before, Garez, you're a little far out to shoot, but I think you can put this on frame. So let's see what Davis can do. Nothing fancy, just trying to have a go at this.
And it will be Davis with a shot right into the wall. And it's blocked out and hustling to try to keep it alive. I believe that's, Alex Lee off to Nate Robinson. Robinson spinning away from some pressure. Into the box. Punched away by Can. He's been active tonight.
Really good play by Garez there to break that up, and here they go again.
I think that's a good non-whistle, and there's a whistle. And the yellow card displayed to, I believe, Leathers.
Yep, that is Leathers.
Johnny Leathers.
Tough call there. Harder to see it from here. Maybe we can see it on the replay, but it did look like he might have nicked him, nicked Robinson a little bit, but not sure that's a cardable foul.
Hey, folks, don't forget, you can follow at USL Pro on Twitter. That's where you can get all the latest updates when it comes to USL Pro Soccer. Again, that's USL Pro on Twitter. There's the opportunity into the box, headed in! Beautiful diving header by Spitz. Is he offside?
No, he's calling offside on the play.
So Shea Spitz, who was looking for his second straight game with a goal.
Nope. Taking the announcers in the crowd a minute or two to figure that out.
Yep.
I have to see the replay on that one.
Well played off on the far side. Here comes Charlotte trying to come back. Good ball. That's Dixon. Or excuse me, that's actually number 16. Yeah, Richard Dixon. Yambi flicks it away. Actually, it was Toby Darren. My apologies. Toby Darren, number 18, that was battling for Charlotte. There's Vercoloni.
Turnover, and that's a foul. That should be a card on Vercoloni, yeah.
So Vercoloni has shown the card.
I think that's because Vercoloni started his challenge from behind the player, and that's almost textbook yellow card there. But here comes Charlotte once again.
There's that diving header. Here it is again. Well, that's close.
Yeah. Well, he didn't see where the starting position was from Spitz, so.
Great effort by Shea. So here's Herrera with the free kick opportunity for Charlotte. For about, 30 yards? Maybe a little bit closer?
Knowing Herrera's pedigree, he might have a go here.
Looks like he wants to. And a shot. That ball's, oh! That ball was deflected.
Kickers living dangerously.
Yep. And that ball is still in play. No, there we go. Okay, whistle, a late whistle. Oh, boy, I'll tell you. I think Alex Lee is pretty, Kickers got to show a little composure here. They're getting really upset with some calls, or non-calls, Mark, and, it looks like it's taken away from their focus.
Yeah, the veterans need to kind of calm down a little bit. Really good effort from Charlotte these last 10 to 15 minutes to get back in this ball game, because they looked dead to rights in the first half, Mike. Yeah, and again, if Can doesn't make 2 big saves to start this second half, they could be down 4-0. Well, of course, it's 2-1 now, but they could have been down 4-0. Here's a ball knocked away. Nice play that time by Sekcheri. And now, ball played back to Asante.
He'll play it off to Nate Robinson. Here's Lee. Retreating back to Shinoski. Better high pressure now from Charlotte than what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, good composure from Vercoloni there.
And Luke still with it. Good ball to Asante. Keeps it rolling.
Nice.
Good challenge. And the ball knocked away from Robinson. And
a foul on Robinson.
Yeah, he did kind of get that elbow out. I was wondering if the center referee is going to call that. I think it was a little embellishment from the Charlotte player, but I do think Robinson did get the elbow out a little bit. That's unfortunate for Richmond because they were threatening just outside the 18. Ball played, headed down. And here's Charlotte in possession. Good pass that time. Overlap here. And it's kept alive. Nicely that time from number 16. That's Dixon. Dixon. And the ball knocked away into the middle of the box. And cleared away. And Charlotte will regain possession at midfield. Here's Duckett. Over to Dixon. Ball played right to Yambi, and he'll tap it back to Taylor. Hits it to midfield, and Yambi. Now here's George Davis the fourth, scored the game's first goal. Gorez, that's a great decision by Gorez to not play around with it and just hit it out. He had some pressure coming on him.
He did, and that's also good communication because he knew Deli was going to make a run. Keeper had to come out and play that and put that into touch. That's two veterans knowing what the other's going to do.
Exactly. There's George Davis the fourth trying to get a pass through to Spitz, but that throw-in was taken away. And now Charlotte in possession. Herrera rolls it over. Sekcheri now goes to Leathers. On the far side to Toby Darren. A little stop and go move. He was able to get the return pass.
Good movement from Charlotte again.
Yep. There's a pass off. Beautiful ball through, and it's loose, and Taylor is able to beat the Charlotte player to it.
Well, I got to be honest. That ball that came in from Charlotte on the left side, he sure looked offside to me, but the official did not agree. But he looked 2 yards behind Alex Lee on that play.
And the Kickers had their hands up, but again, you got to play through that. But I agree with you, Mark. I was waiting for the whistle. Here's Dixon to Herrera. Turned over. Davis the fourth to Vercoloni. Beautiful touch to Deli. Here comes Deli. Stops. Tries to elude a defender.
He had Robinson and just couldn't fire.
Here's a shot.
Just wasn't able to find Robinson on that.
So it's a goal kick. Some anxious moments here. Nobody at the table for a sub. So here's Can with the kick.
And there's nobody warming up for Charlotte right now.
Well, I'll tell you, the way they're playing, I don't think I would want to.
Mark Steffens he's been around long enough. He knows what he's doing.
Well, Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. And USL, you can follow them at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information that you need. That cross put right on to Ryan Taylor. And Taylor will roll it out to Vercoloni. Here's Asante. 2-1, Richmond on top. They scored 2 goals in the first half. About 8 minutes apart, but Charlotte has answered here in the 53rd minute of the second half. Jorge Herrera getting the goal, his team leading 7th. The Kickers had 2 glorious opportunities that were tremendous saves by Alec Can in goal for Charlotte. Here's Gorez, beautiful ball, and that ball will slide over the end line for a goal kick.
Almost there.
Yep.
Just about a foot too high.
There's a look at Can, who's, for Charlotte anyways, he's been the player of the match. Made a terrific save on Deli, and then made a follow-up save on Yambi a few moments later.
Yeah, he's had 3 really, really good saves in this game to keep it competitive.
Good job by Shinosky to win that 50-50 ball, but he headed it right to Charlotte. Here's Herrera. Boy, he's gotten much more involved, Mark, in this second half.
Well, he's been a thorn in the side for Richmond for years now. He got the goal.
Yep.
He seems to have gotten energized between the yellow card and the goal. He got, I think, within 2 minutes of each other.
Yeah, exactly. Ball played back to Duckett. And that ball headed up in the air by Dixon. And Gorez able to take it away from Herrera. Here's Spitz. Dropping it off to George Davis IV. Back to Spitz. I thought that went over the, okay,
it did. Yep.
So a throw in for George Davis IV. Another great job by our production crew this evening. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. Mike Neville, Mark Bushman along with you.
Good throw in, nice run by Furcoloni.
Beautiful lead pass that time from Sasha off the throw in. Here's Asante. Nice little move. Good ball. There's Deli battling off a defender. Robinson making a run, and kind of a lazy pass from Alex Lee. But
what I like that from Asante just a second ago is the fact that everybody assumed that he was going to play that ball laterally, and that's what the defender did. And he fakes it and goes north-south rather than east-west, so throws off the markings once again. Asante does that so many times.
Here's Jambi to Gorez. Sasha, his pass is headed away, and Charlotte will try to regain possession, and they do.
Once again, that quick one-touch knocking the ball around.
Yep. Here's Duckett getting a challenge and a foul on Deli.
He's not arguing it, so he knows he fouled him. That's one of the few times that a player won't argue about a foul.
That's a case of a truck running over roadkill.
That's exactly right.
There's the ball played. Nice ball on the far side. Tracked down by Charlotte. As again, looking for the equalizer here, approaching the 70th minute. Here at City Stadium in Richmond. Home crowd is really kind of quiet now. They're anxious. You don't get many cakewalks in this league. Here's Gorez. Looked like Richmond was on their way to a cakewalk. No foul.
No. Now the sideline official calls it.
Well, again, I think it's a correct call, but you can't be complaining about those calls because sometimes you may not get the whistle or the flag in this case.
And Herrera once again has words.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. As I mentioned earlier, he's been very demonstrative about his.
Yeah, and he is sitting on that yellow.
And I don't think he's suggesting a good restaurant in Charlotte.
There are some good ones, though.
Well, it's a great city, I'll tell you. Charlotte, North Carolina is a beautiful city. Here's Gorez. I'm looking at Mark's giving directions up there. Pass it to him.
No, I'm not.
There's a pass off to George Davis IV, trying to crank one up. Now off to Deli. Deli trying to work himself free. Here's Robinson. Off to Asante. Right back to Robinson. Good ball here on the near side. And Spitz. Strong cross, and it's headed away. Here's Herrera back for Charlotte, trying to get the counter going.
It's good work from Richmond there, but here comes Charlotte with the ball again.
And Yambi got a chest on it, and then Shinosky gently taps it ahead. Here's Asante. Off to Alex Lee. Robinson and Lee will play a little kickball together. And I'll play it back to Shinosky. Here's Yambi. Vercoloni. And Yambi. Richmond in possession, leading at 2-1 here. City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. Here's Garez. Oh,
bad touch there.
Yeah,
lucky to recover that.
His first touch, really, that's unusual for him.
Yeah.
Here's Asante. Beautiful ball as he tried to hook up with Davis. Well defended that time by, I believe, Leathers. But that was a nice idea by Asante. Just better defense. Ball played ahead by Charlotte. Here's Herrera at midfield. Looking to go to the far side and does. And a little room to maneuver. And that ball's knocked away. Settled down by Noonan. Here is Greer. His pass attempt was knocked away. And now Duckett. Off to Noonan. Noonan right to Yates. Good defense that time by Lee. Leathers was open.
Another unforced error from Richmond there.
Yep. And here is Sekcheri. Off to Herrera. Here's Yates.
It's a good ball there.
Yep. Herrera's making a run. Here's Greer. And Vercoloni. Good clear now. Good ball for Asante. A collision, no call. There's a whistle. Or the flag was up on the far side, but no.
The official didn't see the linesman waving his flag there.
I'm not sure if he was calling a handball or what he was calling. Here's Herrera. Just missed hooking up with Yates. Long ball, and it's headed away. Should be a throw-in. Yep, it will be a throw-in for Richmond. Yeah, I'm not sure what the
I have no idea what that was going to be honest with you, Mike. I think it could have been a foul on Asante for a handball. It could have been a
foul on Charlotte for the collision.
No
I don't know.
We will never know.
It's one of those mysteries of
right.
life.
Got about 16 minutes plus stoppage time left, and Richmond needs to try and really needs to try and kill this game off, keep possession a little bit better. They've been turning it over a little too frequently and easily to Charlotte.
Well, I think that word you used, easily, is the one that's probably going to upset Lee the most. Is they're not strong on the ball. Here's Herrera. Oh, nifty move to get around to Sante. And a whistle.
Dangerous opportunity again for Charlotte.
Now, Mark, some fans might be saying, well, why did he blow that? Because possession was clearly with Herrera. It looked like they had advantage.
Well, I think Herrera's touch evaded him and was going to be taken up by the defense there, or at least he would have lost the advantage there. So Herrera was looking for a card. Looks like Hugh Roberts is getting ready to come in for Richmond.
Well, he was played well the last month or so.
Yeah, I'm thinking he would come in for either maybe Shea Spitz, George Davis IV, bringing some more, bringing a little bit more defensive.
So here's Herrera's shot blocked by Vercoloni. Good hustle here. And it rolls over the sideline. And a good job there. Here's Robinson. His clearing attempt was knocked away. And it'll be a throw in for Charlotte. Again, Charlotte's pressure, the high pressure, has really been causing some problems for Richmond here in the second half. We didn't see it in the first half because really the reason we didn't see it is because Richmond had probably 75, 80% of the possession.
Felt like that at one time.
There's a cross. Oh, boy. There's an error. Was that off of?
Yeah, it looked like it was off Alex Lee. Yeah. Ryan Taylor's got to tell Alex where he is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there was any communication there. That's your goalkeeper's got to say something there to Alex and say, hey, you don't need to put that out. Or
Yep. Yeah, Hugh Roberts is going to report in here. Herrera will take this corner kick. And Herrera lines it up. And the kick's cleared away. And now it'll be controlled. Ball played here on the near side. For Greer.
Playing Vercoloni there.
Yep, Vercoloni.
Oh, and a great ball, outlet ball there.
Here's Deli trying to run onto this. Deli settles. Still with possession. Working on Johnny Leathers. Here's George Davis, the fourth shot, and that's handled by Can.
Well, Deli's not going to win any sprinting contest, so you knew he wasn't going to outrun the defender there. But it was nice to hold up the ball and hit that second runner, which was Davis, the fourth.
Yep.
Just didn't get enough on the shot that he wanted.
There's Vercoloni. He's got some real estate. Still with it. Nudges it over to Asante. Not at Alex Lee. Back to Asante. Now they're getting back to a little bit of the possession game that we saw in the first half. Here's Gorez. Good ball, nice run by Shea Spitz. Here's Spitz into the box, and Can will handle that easily with no pressure. Probably could have held that a little bit longer, maybe. Here's Drew Yates now dropping it off to Leathers. There's a pass. Controlled by Charlotte. Eagles down 2-1. Dixon playing it back to Duckett. Off on the far side. Here's Greer. Gets a return pass from Newnham. Newnham trying to slide a pass, and does. Beautiful ball to Herrera. And the overlap, and that ball is going to find the end line. Dixon trying to hustle onto that one. So here's the substitution. It's going to be Hugh Roberts. Looks like Shea Spitz is who he is coming in for. So Shea Spitz thought he had his second goal mark in 2 games in that diving header, but was called offside.
Yep.
So, but another good outing for Shea Spitz, I think. Not quite as involved as we've seen him. Do you think in the last game or last couple of games? Do you think?
No, I think he was fairly active. I think
I'm not criticizing. No, I just.
No,
thought.
I know you're not. You're not a critical person, Michael. No, I think he was active. He didn't get the ball as much because I think George Davis IV and Samuel Asante have put their stamp on this game a little bit more than they have the last couple of weeks. And you know, obviously that bodes well for Richmond that you have that many guys that can do that, and then you have Luke Vercoloni in there as well. But no, I think this is a good substitution. Shea Spitz is done well, but bringing in Hugh Roberts, who's played very, very well, is a good defensive person there. You want to try and kill this game off. I
was just going to ask you, is his role more of a defensive role coming in here?
I would think so, yes.
Yeah, I agree. Here's Yambi trying to run onto that. Ball still alive, and it will be kept in play by Luke Vercoloni. Luke will step over, and he's fouled.
And Richmond had the advantage there, unfortunately, and referee thought it was prudent to call the foul there.
Now we've got some Charlotte players warming up at the down in the goal end area. So Robinson and Gorez talking this one over. Would love to see Richmond get one here and get a little separation. Let's see what happens. Here's Sasha approaching it. Hits it. And that ball squirts free. And Roberts will track it down. Kept it alive. Plays it back now to Lee. Here's Yambi. Yambi to Deli. Drops it off to George Davis IV. He's going to have another one, but that one's way wide. And fans, don't forget, every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube this 2014 season. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Richmond Kickers YouTube channel today. We are happy you're along with us on the Richmond Kickers YouTube channel for this USL Pro matchup with the Kickers on top 2-1 here, trying to kill off this last remaining few minutes, about 12 minutes or so maybe. Here's Nate Robinson, and he's going to find George Davis IV. Leathers quickly closes out on him. Here's Roberts. Had it tangled in his feet for a minute, but he's able to calmly tap it over to Shinosky.
Well, with those orange shoes, he'll never lose the ball.
And trying to hook up with Asante, but they turn it over. And back comes Charlotte. Here's Greer. J.J. Greer chipping one, and Yambi is there to put it ahead to Asante. Here's Nate Robinson.
Nice composure there.
Robinson's got some real estate to move with.
Good ball.
Yeah, beautiful ball to Deli. Deli's in, bumped, takes a shot, and it's blocked away by Dixon.
Great ball from Robinson, though, to spring Deli there. And Robinson pointed where he was going to put the ball, and he still was able to place the ball in there. Great play from Robinson.
Charlotte thought he was faking. They said, there's no way he's going to do that.
And so Drew Rossell, number 22, coming in for Charlotte. He's going to place number 20, John Leathers. Leathers has been pretty active tonight.
Yeah, Leathers had a terrific first half. So Drew Russell. So Robinson will take this corner kick for Richmond. You can see some Richmond players down there in the corner. Mark warming up. Looks like Shane Johnson's one of them.
Yeah, it looks like Tyrone Hall's getting ready to come in for Charlotte as well, maybe on the next restart.
Here's the kick, and Bercoloni flips it back to Shinaski.
Yeah, that was a designed flick. It looked like that was definitely designed for Delhi.
Yep.
Just couldn't get a good enough flick on the ball.
And there's a whistle and a foul on Delhi. And we're going to get the referee wants to restart. Here's Noonan. Off to Sekcheri. And Sekcheri still kind of dangling that arm.
Hats off to him for staying in there like this.
Good pass to Yates. Yambi kind of shoved him down, and the reaction from Coach Steffens on the Charlotte sidelines, he can't believe there was no call. Here's Can. Playing it up ahead. Here's Noonan. Looking for that long ball, and it's knocked down in the box. Yambi fell, but got back up. The cross, Yambi got a foot on it, and then Vercoloni flicks it away with a header.
There's nobody there to get the ball there.
Noonan with a shot, and Taylor squashes that. Good shot, though, from Noonan.
You know, when Vercoloni cleared that, though, there was no Richmond player within 20 to 25 yards.
So here's Ryan Taylor.
Smart from Taylor to hold the ball.
Yep.
Draw some more time off the clock.
Here's possession now. The ball played ahead. Oh, good job by Hugh Roberts to come back. He went down, no call. Roberts looking for the whistle. Here's an opportunity. Here's Herrera.
Yep. Didn't get Herrera in stride. Made him stop there.
And Herrera ran right into, I believe, Asante, and Asante's just pestering the heck out of him. But a little bit too much, I guess, too aggressive.
Asante's got to not complain. He's got to get back on defense.
Yep. There's the ball. Oh, nice job that time. Yep, George Davis the fourth.
Oh, good ball there.
Here's Greer. J.J. Greer gets the cross, and it's knocked away by, I believe, Shinaski. And now controlled by Richmond. Let's see if they're going to try to hold possession here for a little bit, try to run some more clock. Ball ahead, and Asante lost possession. Here's George Davis the fourth to Asante. And he's fouled. And Asante.
Yeah, he was not happy, and here comes a yellow card there.
The yellow card. Greer? Not sure. Might have got Duckett. No, it's not Duckett. Might be Dixon. I'm not sure. It's somebody.
J. Greer.
It was Greer.
It was.
Look at you, Eagle Eye.
Yeah, you know, Tyrone Hall's coming in now, and he's coming for Sekcheri. And hats off to him for staying in the game for so long tonight.
Yeah, he's still got that arm up almost like a sling.
Yeah.
Like it's in a sling.
Yeah. Hats off to him. That's some great guts.
He played well.
Yeah, he did.
Here's Vercoloni for the Kickers on the restart. Off to Gares on the near side. 2-1 Richmond, winding down this second half from City Stadium. A win by the Kickers, they'll move to within 1 point of Orlando City in the USL Pro standings. Orlando City lost earlier this evening in Harrisburg. Ooh, Davis taken down, and there's the whistle. Now, I'm not sure the referee is going to call a foul on that, but he saw how George Davis IV was withering in pain.
I think that actually should have been a foul, and it might be worthy of a yellow card as well. That was a pretty nasty challenge, Mike.
Richard Dixon looks like he's getting to talk to, and he's also going to be shown the plastic.
Yeah. No.
But I'm not sure he was going to blow the whistle at first. Or did you think? I mean,
I'm
not saying it was a foul.
I think the whistle was already in his mouth, ready to go. Okay. Honestly, yeah, that was a pretty rough foul. If we can see the replay on that.
Yeah, he was taken down pretty hard on that one. There's a great opportunity.
And that yellow card and the free kick allows Richmond to take about another minute or so off the clock.
Yep.
I like Garez here.
Yeah.
Try to put this on frame. Nothing fancy for Richmond.
Sasha's lining it up. There's the kick, and it just sailed over the crossbar.
Got about 3 minutes left in regulation, and I think probably maybe have three of stoppage time as of right now.
Well, nobody's up on the Richmond bench. Looks like.
No, but I think they're both in for the duration.
And Hall flicked it on, or excuse me, Drew Russell. And Yambi in a tug of war with Tyrone Hall.
It didn't take him long to get his first foul.
Yep.
Jumps right into the mix. Little chippier this second half there, Michael, on both sides.
We were talking right at the end of the half mark. You're saying interesting, only like what total of 6 fouls called in the first half. We had that in I think the first 10 minutes of the second half. There's Nate Robinson hemmed in. Gets around Duckett. Ball played forward. Here's Herrera. Looking for Hall, and Yambi's going to cut that off and play it back to Taylor.
Ooh.
Made things interesting.
Yeah. They tell you as a defender you never want to put the ball back in front on your own goal when you're passing it back, but
here comes Asante for George Davis the fourth, and sliding tackle, and that's going to be a throw-in. Nice play that time from number 16, Richard Dixon. He was just carted up a moment ago for that tackle on George Davis the fourth. Here's Robinson. See if he takes it to the corner, off to Davis. Well, George Davis the fourth got all kinds of opportunities, and he nudges it off of Dixon. Smart play. Here's Robinson back for George Davis the fourth. Into the corner he goes. And again, knocked away by Dixon. And again, George Davis the fourth. Goes to Asante. Asante. It'll be a goal kick. He was watched by Noonan on that play. Richmond on top, 2-1. Winding down regulation. We're going to have some stoppage time, as Mark mentioned. So here's Can. Alec Can with the kick. Ball flicked ahead to Tyrone Hall. Nice ball to Russell, back to Hall, and ooh.
He meant to cross that, and it took off on a little bit and still had actually a chance to.
That looked a little, when I saw him hit that, I went, that could be trouble. So it'll be a goal kick for Ryan Taylor.
And we should be getting the stoppage time here in just seconds. The sideline official has indicated.
Yep, he just did, didn't he? Oh, we got
three.
Look at you. You're pretending to know what you're talking about, my man.
Every once in a while, Michael.
Oh, Asante's whistled for that foul. I don't know. That was.
Now, we do have another substitution coming in for Richmond. Shane Johnson's going to be coming in here. Thinking he might be coming in for Sasha Garez. That's just a wild guess. I got the stoppage time right, but I'm sure I'll get this one wrong.
There's the long ball played. Yambi. That ball's flicked past him, and good decision by Taylor.
Yeah.
Come off his line.
There was no hesitation there at all. If he stops 1 second, Tyrone Hall gets that in there, but good decision from Taylor. It's all a matter of confidence now. And if Richmond can hold on here, we're going to try and see if we can get Mr. Taylor up here in the booth to chat with us for a few minutes.
And the ball is settled now by Nate Robinson.
Yeah, just put that in the corner and let Luke Vercalone is a perfect guy to have that. Try to draw the foul.
Luke still with it. Down he went. And a goal kick. And we're getting a substitution as well from Charlotte, right?
Yeah, number 7. Zach Boggs is coming in for Jorge Herrera.
Wow. I would think if Herrera was gone this long, you'd probably want one of your leading scorer to go a little bit longer, wouldn't you?
Could be.
But apparently not.
Apparently not. Shane Johnson actually is coming in for Samuel Asante. So I got that one wrong. Hey, but at least I got Shane Johnson was coming in.
That's right, yeah.
Asante with as good assist as you're going to see this year in this league, I think.
And a whistle.
And Tyrone Hall takes 2 minutes to get 2 fouls.
Sasha Garez getting up slowly. Yambi will take his time getting this one settled and set up for the free kick. And Yambi hits it, looking for the long ball. Can George Davis IV keep it in play? No. So here's Can with the goal kick.
A little more than halfway through stoppage time now.
Ball played just past midfield.
Hugh Roberts took a huge elbow to the back of the head that the referee did not see.
Throw in for Richmond. If they can hang on, the unbeaten streak will run to 20. And as I mentioned, they will move to within 1 point of Orlando City. And don't forget, in 2 weeks from tonight, Orlando City will be here in Richmond. And who knows what the standings will look like by then.
Whew. Richmond plays Dayton next week.
Right.
Dayton team that has already been eliminated and has actually a head coaching vacancy. That is the ball game.
Yep, there it is. So the Richmond Kickers hang on for the 2-1 victory. They had a 2-0 halftime advantage. George Davis IV with his 9th goal of the season. That occurred in the 8th minute of play, or the 9th minute of play. Let me get this right. 18th minute of play, his 9th goal. That's what I'm trying to say.
Whatever you say, Michael.
And then 8 minutes later was Luke Vercoloni scoring to make it 2-0. But things got increasingly interesting in the second half when Jorge Herrera scored his team-leading 7th goal in the 53rd minute to make it 2-1. But Richmond hangs on for the victory. Once again, the final is 2-1. We are going to, here's a look at the goal by George Davis IV. That was the first goal that put them up 1-0, and a beautiful cross from Alex Lee. And then here is Vercoloni after a great job by Samuel Asante to settle that ball and touch it over to Vercoloni for the, as he put it away over the sliding goalkeeper, Alec Can. That made it 2-0. And as I mentioned, Herrera scored to make it 2-1. So we'll take a break. Hopefully we'll catch up with Ryan Taylor or someone from the Kickers for a quick little interview. But again, the Richmond Kickers with a big win here in front of the home crowd. Once again, the final 2-1. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Richmond Kickers Soccer on the YouTube channel. Stay with us. And welcome back, City Stadium, as the Red Army is celebrating with the Kickers. There's William Yambi and Sasha Gores and Shea Spitz, all getting congratulations for a well-earned 2-1 victory tonight, Mr. Bushman.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, they had a great first half, lots of opportunities there. Then you had, they had some great saves by Can in the second half to really keep them motivated and get Charlotte back into the game with the goal there, making it 2-1. Some scary moments at the end for Richmond, but a sign of a professional team that is championship contenders, able to hold that and kill the game off. And I believe Ryan Taylor's going to be here momentarily to join us. But, you take it. It's a 2-1 win at home. You get your 3 points. Orlando loses. You're within 1 point of first place. And obviously we're going to talk to Ryan about that in just a second. But overall, I thought it was a very good Richmond performance against one of their arch rivals. I mean, they have a long history against Charlotte. And Charlotte's beaten them several times and back and forth. I don't know what the difference is in the overall series, but it's pretty close.
Right, exactly. I thought also tonight, as Ryan is joining us, he'll get the headset on here in just a moment, and we'll talk to another win for the goalkeeper. Great job, Ryan, tonight. First of all, congratulations. Getting in goal, Mark and I were talking about communication with defenders and so forth. Looks like that's been a pretty nice transition.
Yeah, training every day helps. So, being with the same group of guys, it's a pretty easy transition for me to pop on and sort stuff out together.
Well, this is your second year playing for Richmond, and obviously, as I've mentioned on the broadcast, you and I have worked together in PDL. So you've been playing at a high level for a long time. So when Dykstra goes down for DC and Joe Willis gets called up, it didn't seem like it's a big deal for you to come in. Maybe it was, maybe for your parents especially, but for you, when you got the news that you were going to be the starter for the rest of the year, what was going through your mind?
Excitement. I mean, that's, when you're the second string, that's what you look for. I mean, obviously Dykstra is a friend of mine, the time we spent last year, so it's tough to get it that way. But, it's my team now, and it feels really good, and, couldn't be more excited to get in at this time of the year and, make a run in the playoffs.
Talk a little bit about the game tonight, if you could. You didn't see a whole lot of the action in the first half. You guys had a really good with possession, had a couple of really, really nice goals. Second half, they seemed to get on you guys a little bit more. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think in the first half we did exactly what we came out and we, said we were going to do. In the second half, we knew that we kind of had to weather the storm a little bit. They're a team that needs points, just like, we need points to try and catch Orlando, so we knew that they were going to come at us. And
Orlando lost tonight, right?
Yes, I do. There you go. Good news. Good news.
We're not sure how much information you guys get down on the field.
You're blasting it over the loudspeaker, so it's
there you go.
It's always interesting to hear that during the game.
Let me ask you real quick. As a player, do you want to hear something like that? The team ahead of you has lost, or would you rather wait to the end of the game?
I mean, I'd rather wait to get on the cell phone after the game, but it was definitely interesting to hear that as the game goes on, and obviously we took care of the job tonight and kind of weathered them having a little bit more of the ball, and they created a couple of good looks that didn't come quite off their way, but still managed to get all three.
Well, it's going to be interesting next week. You play a Dayton team that's already been eliminated and has a lot of turmoil. They've got a coaching vacancy and stuff like that. And then you've got Orlando in 2 weeks. Now, when we talk to Yeisley and we talk to Delhi over the last several games, it's one game at a time, one game at a time. Is that going to be your focus this week? You've got to not look forward to Orlando, but look forward to Dayton and get that 3 points that you're expected to get.
I'm looking forward to Monday morning. You gotta go one practice at a time.
Okay, great.
One day at a time, one practice at a time is kind of the mentality I've tried to take, and I think it's a lot of the guys. We want to show up. The guys that need to regen. Guys that need to get work, we'll get work in, and then Tuesday, get back on the grindstone and prepare for Dayton. So I don't think we can afford to get caught looking past the next practice.
Ryan, near the end of the game, you made a quick decision to come off your line. There was a ball that was put into the box. Is that just a confidence level? You looked like you were very confident attacking that ball and making that quick decision. Because, I'm an old goalkeeper from way back. They used to have wagon trains. But anyways, besides that, making that quick decision, coming off the line that quickly, you've got to make that split-second decision. Is that something that you're getting more and more comfortable with?
Yeah, I think that's something over the past couple of weeks that you more and more confident again. But I knew they were going to get another chance. I didn't know what that chance was going to be. And it ended up being the through ball. So it was kind of you're on your toes, you're waiting for the chance, and you got to kind of embrace that situation and go for it. Make the split-second decision, and don't look back.
I think one of the things that really stands out for me is I've covered you guys, for almost 15 years now. The thing that Richmond has always seemed to have depth. You coming in as a former second-string keeper, now the first-string keeper. Alex Lee gets hurt for a couple of weeks. Yeisley, we hope he's okay. Looked like maybe there was another concussion there.
Yet, but I hope.
He looked a little dazed out there. Callahan, obviously. Talk a little bit about the depth of this team and how you approach that in training and just from an overall. Does it affect you at all when you see guys that are getting hurt on a regular basis? Does that make you worry a little bit? Because it does seem like you guys have a little bit of an injury bug right now.
You'd like to say no, but I mean, with Yeisley going down again, I don't think we're going to get Callie back. Getting Alex back was big. But, we're definitely looking after ourselves. No big tackles in practice, those kind of things. Henry's gone, so, we don't have to worry about that too much.
Don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the guys hurt, but, if practice is a little less intense, that's not a bad thing. But overall, Ryan, congratulations. As soon as I heard the news, I was disappointed about Dykstra because he's a bud too, and disappointed to hear that. But knowing you the last several years and knowing how hard you've worked, I'm just thrilled for you to get this chance to play for a team that is obviously a championship caliber team. And, we obviously hope you guys go really far and wish you continued success, my brother.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me up.
Ryan,
all the best.
Congratulations. Great job again tonight.
Thanks,
and, of
guys.
course, Ryan will be in goal next week when the Kickers are right back here at City Stadium taking on Dayton at 7 o'clock. My thanks to the Tourbeau Sports Group production team. For Mark Bushman, I'm Mike Neville. Thank you for watching. Once again, the final tonight was 2-1. Richmond with the victory over Charlotte. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching.